Hello everyone, welcome back. Something a bit different today. This is the Blue Lava original, and as you might be able to tell by its appearance, it's not your usual acoustic guitar. All of those sounds you just heard me play in the introduction were coming from the guitar itself. It's not plugged in. All of the delays, the chorus, the reverb was all coming from inside the guitar. Let me tell you how that works in a second. First of all, let's talk about the guitar itself. All right. It is a travel size guitar, but not necessarily just a travel guitar. It's 36 inches long. It's got a 23.5-inch scale length, which I think is 597 mil. So it's a short scale length guitar, but it is very comfortable to play. It's got an Akume neck, and it's got a C profile. It's quite wide for the length of the neck, if you know what I mean. So it's very comfortable to play as a finger picker or a strummer. Because of the construction, it's got a very low action, so it's great for beginners. Speaking of the construction, the body is made of HPL, which is a high pressure laminate. It looks great. It's, you know, white top, white back with this kind of wood sides, wood effect sides. It is not a traditional tone wood, but it is incredibly resonant. I will say that for it. And also, because of the materials that this guitar is, you know, built from, it's very, very resistant to changes in temperature and humidity, which again, as a travel guitar, makes it, it's a big plus. Because yeah, they claim it can go from, you know, like 10% to 90% humidity without even needing an adjustment of the truss rod, and it will all be fine, which is, I've got no reason to doubt that, because it is a very cool kind of modern design. Let's hear how it sounds completely acoustically, because there is a completely acoustic version, and then we'll look at the preamp and all the effects and that kind of thing. So I've turned all that off for now. What you're hearing is just coming through the microphone here and the microphone here. I've got this shoulder mic, which I'm going to use the whole time for the guitar stuff, but I'll explain why I put it there when we get to the preamp. So here it is anyway, completely acoustically, the Blue Lava original. So there we go. It works really nicely as an acoustic. It's got a lot of low end for an acoustic of this size, and stacks up against a lot of other smaller body guitars I've played very well indeed, and is better than quite a few of them, just because it's got all that low end, which I'm guessing is down to this 4-mass technology, they call it, which is the way the bracing and stuff is designed, so the whole thing resonates really, really well together. And I'd say the neck particularly, you can kind of feel the neck vibrates like crazy in a good way, like it's all, the whole thing is shaking. So there we go, that's how it is acoustically. Let's look at the L2 Preamp with Freeboost technology, which is inside here. So inside this offset sound hole, there is a big kind of block that you can feel through here. It's got various things on it. First of all, it's got a USB charging point. The battery lasts forever on this. I've charged it once since I got it, which was quite a while ago because I had trouble with my studio making it work. So it's been sat with one charge. It's still like, it lasts for ages. The other controls on here, there's a little condenser microphone actually on here with a volume wheel for it. We'll come to that in a minute. It's very good. And it's also got a switch for the delay or chorus, because you can only have one of those running at once. I will explain how in 2 seconds. On the top here, you've got 3 knobs, okay? This is your volume knob and also the on-off switch for the preamp. So I'm going to turn that on now. There we go, the little green light comes on. Turn the volume all the way up. Next, in the middle, we have our reverb control. And on the far end, so reverb in the middle here, on the far end, we've got our effect amount control for the other effect, which is either chorus or delay, as I mentioned. Let's have a listen and see what it can do. So first of all, a little bit of reverb. So there you go, and you probably heard that switch on there. So if you go, you heard the reverb come in, and there was a volume lift there as well. That's when it starts to lift the kind of, to really work the Freeboost. The way it works, there's no speaker in here. There is a kind of transducer system which uses the back of the guitar, almost like as the speaker, if you like, but that's where it generates the effects. So the reverb and the chorus and the delays are coming from the guitar body itself. So when you play, the pickup on the guitar is being fed to the box inside this sound hole, and that in turn transfers the vibrations of the effects and the reverb to the back of the guitar so you can hear it. And that is why I've put this secondary mic up, because when I tried recording it before with just the microphone out front, it sounded good, but you kind of lost some of the immersive effect that you get as a player. So that's what this microphone is here to get, because when you've got like a lot of reverb and a lot of chorus happening, sitting here, you almost get a kind of stereo effect as a player, completely unplugged, because you've got the front and the back of the guitar kind of vibrating, doing slightly different things, but it works really well together and it's really nice. So that's why I've got these 2 microphones, to try and capture that. So let's hear how that sounds. I've done a lot of talking. I'm going to turn the reverb up all the way, play a little bit, and then I'm going to bring in some chorus. So here we go. So full reverb. So there we go, that's a lot of reverb. I hope the 2 mics help capture it. I'll pan them a bit so you can hear it, but it really feels like you're in the reverb, which is nice, because I've played a couple of systems similar to this, where the system wasn't necessarily such an integral part of the original design process. And it can feel like a bit of a bolt-on. It doesn't feel quite, feels a bit weird. But with this one, it feels very much like the reverb is part of that, whether you like it or not. I quite like it. It's quite fun. Let's turn the chorus up. Here we go. So. lots of chorus, lots of reverb, lots of loveliness. Yeah, again, the chorus particularly, I think, you kind of feel like you're in it, I guess because of the kind of phasey nature of chorus anyway. Having the back and the top doing these slightly different things together makes for a nice playing experience, especially if you want to do your kind of extended floaty. So there we go. Like I say, the internal switch here, you can switch between the chorus and delay. There we go, that's the delay all the way up. The only control you have over the chorus and the delay is the amount you have. You can't control the rate or the time or anything other than the amount you dial in on this one knob. So there you go. But it is fun. It's a fun effect to have. And yeah, I'm sure there's, you know, it is a cool thing to be able to do. Like, it's different, isn't it, as well? I'm going to plug in because one of the real strengths of this guitar, I've lost my jack lead now, is the pickup system on here is really good. And I'm going to show you what I mean. When you plug in, you lose all of the, like the internal speaker stops working. So now we're just listening to the preamp. I'm going to turn these microphones off now. So now what you're hearing is just the DI. Okay. So I mentioned before, and I haven't spoken about it since because it's much easier to show now on the DI, there's a microphone in here and a microphone wheel which adjusts the amount of mic control. So you've got a kind of, I think it's a standard kind of piezo undersaddle bridge, and then you've got this condenser mic. It makes a big difference and sounds good. So here we go. I'm going to bring it in slowly so you can hear. So this is the piezo undersaddle on its own. Helps if I turn the volume up. I'm going to bring that microphone in. So there we go. I mean, that's just a good sounding acoustic guitar, you know, plugged in sound, right? That's nice. I like that. Let's hear how the reverb sounds on the DI. So. Sounds fine, doesn't it? It's nice reverb. What's this? Delay still, I think? Yeah. So there. You can hear that the microphone is quite sensitive. Let's put it on the chorus instead. So there we go. The chorus and the reverb are quite usable as well, plugged in. It would make it super easy, I guess, if you just wanted to have a bit of reverb or chorus or delay on your guitar. There we go. I mean, it's a practical solution for a number of things, and also it's, you know, it's the kind of guitar that somebody is going to find a really, really cool thing to do with. Someone much younger and hipper than me, probably. But there we go. As a travel guitar, solid as a rock. The pickup system's great. The internal stuff with the effects is fun. Like, what's not to like? I'm going to unplug, go back to the microphones, and do a little play out with all the chorus and all the reverb and all the microphone. And it's going to be lots of fun. Don't forget to tune in again soon. Click like and subscribe, all that stuff. All the specs are down below, by the way, as ever. I'm going to be doing this other lava that's behind me here, this one, and various other things. So hopefully my studio is fixed again, and I'll be kind of bringing more content. So good. Here we go. All the chorus, all the reverb, all the time.